Sweet. All right. And there you go. You can see the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got to say, one thing I don't like about this is I can't see your video, so I'll have to figure out. Oh, I can kind of see it from over here. So if I need to switch over, I totally can. So you can see my screen?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, this is all the ingredients list. There's one thing that I realized later that I need. If you have brown sugar or sugar, that'll be to use it to kind of balance the sauce a little bit. Hopefully, do you have it on hand?
Which is better?
What? You have brown sugar is better.
Cool.
Sweet. Okay, so this is what we're gonna start off with before people start joining at 6:15ish. 6:15 is sort of what I think. So we're gonna go ahead and peel and slice the eggplants, and then are you doing eggplant and chicken or one or the other?
I was just doing chicken.
Perfect.
But yeah,
we can do chicken. We'll walk through that, and I'm just gonna walk through all of it for that, anyways. For both, they're fairly similar recipes, so it won't matter as much. Okay. So this is what I have for chicken right now. Let me see. All right. So I'm gonna start off with the eggplant prep. But you can just sort of bring your chicken out. I'm gonna be cutting them in half and then flattening them a little bit.
Cool.
I'll catch up to you.
Yeah, that's smashy.
Oh. So I just started this new garbage bowl routine where I just took like a large container that I had and I line it with like a tiny like veggie plastic bag and I put all my trash in there.
That's completely logical.
Half the time well, not half the time, but there's some things that I usually just keep for chicken stock, which I really like to make from scratch.
I don't know how this works. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, my prep space is pretty close to the trash can, so I kind of do the same, except the lazy way.
Yep, collect it all.
Yeah, exactly. And then look, the trash is right there. All right. Kick it down. I started doing a thing where I almost dropped chicken on the floor, but then don't. But I've started doing this thing where I went through all of the Food Network magazines that I keep collecting.
Yeah.
And shouldn't. Pulled out all the ones that look interesting. And then I've been subjecting Ken to a recipe a week.
Oh, then he has to make it.
Oh, no, I'll make it.
Oh, he just has to
actually, eat it and give feedback. He likes different foods, but he's not creative about it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. Uh-oh. So are you expecting a bunch of people or just a couple or?
I think just a couple. Probably around like, I don't know, 3 or 4-ish, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah, the first time I had 2, there were 4 people who RSVP'd on Facebook this time. But I also did a little bit of sort of publicity on Facebook more this time than the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a few people that were outside of my direct friend circle that sort of RSVP'd to the event. So I don't know if they'll actually show up or not, but
How flat do you want these butterfly chickens?
do it about like an inch, like a little less than an inch thick. So it might not even be that much, just sort of flattening it out so that when we're cooking it, it all sort of cooks at the same time.
All right, I apologize for the noise, but I can't hit my mute button because I'm covered in chicken. So
You are fine.
what?
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. You are now squeezed. Done.
Done?
Yep, done.
Nice.
We'll just move that out of the way.
And then next is going to be to dice onions and mince garlic.
Okay. Quick garlic onion question.
Yeah, what's up?
This one here, can you look at the camera for a second?
Yeah.
We have like a medium one and a teeny one. Should I do both or just the medium one?
Depends on how much onion you like. Kurt doesn't like onion, so I would do the medium one.
Fair enough.
And it'll like still give enough flavor. So one of the things that I've been trying to like work on with this recipe is not making too much sauce, which I always end up with. So this is actually going to end up with a pretty small, reasonable amount of sauce for the dish. So medium should be perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Did I ask all those questions?
All right. So for the camera, I got my eggplant here. Oh, you know what? Can't see this because of the light.
Yeah, it looks like you've got angelic potatoes.
Now let's see if this helps. How's that?
Better. Yeah, I can see the spices more.
A little bit better? All right. So this is eggplant and the seeds, and I just put salt all over it to let it sweat. Pretty much doing that for the recording, Lauren. You don't have to worry about it. And I'm just going to set this on the side.
I'm still learning, even if I'm not making eggplant.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
So just put that on the side. Now I'm going to go through and do the chicken. I actually have a different board for that. And I'm going to get some. Whenever I pound the chicken, I like to like fold it in parchment paper so it doesn't get everything messy.
It sounds like it would have been logical. I did not. Well.
It is it's equally as effective. It's still going to end up with tender meat one way or another.
Dicing these onions. Okay. Grab a bowl to put those in.
And honestly, with the chicken, you can even cut them into smaller pieces. When you flatten them, you can get real flexible with the recipe itself.
Okay, that is good to know. Come on. More food. Oh, fudge buckets. Okay. Well, onion down.
Oh no.
It's not the end of the world, but it will go down in history. Like, oh, I did just clean this floor. Okay.
I feel like that's when the messes always happen, right after you've cleaned.
Oh, yeah. Well, my dad is coming out this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm panic cleaning.
Ah, I see.
And even though his comment was, look, I've seen the way you've lived before, anything will be an improvement. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more improvement. Perhaps. Yeah, that's close.
All right. Yeah, I'm on the last one. Hey, time check is not too bad either.
Cool.
All right. All right.
There we go. Mostly. Okay, we have onions. And we need garlic. You said a head, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
For the so honestly, you don't have to do all of it. I would say maybe 5 or 6.
Okay. Yeah, we do garlic in this house, so.
Then, yeah, you are more than welcome to do all of it.
Woo. Oh, pretty much. Tell me to stop.
So now we're doing onion and garlic, right?
Yep. We have done our main meaty type thing.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Why am I not just using the stupid garlic thing?
No, it was washing out the stuff I'm doing here. Ooh. Someone joined.
So who's in?
Hello. I just said accept. Hi. Is it Teresa?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Prakriti.
Hi.
Welcome. We are just finishing up some of the prep work, and I'm gonna get started in a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
So, how did you come across this event? Well, it looks like you got muted.
There you go. Everything's fine. True fact, the hormones also make you very klutzy. So, Prakriti,
Yes.
when you mince garlic, do you actually use a knife and cut it down, or do you use the garlic ricer thing?
I just mince it down with a knife, but I gotta say I've been debating getting a garlic press.
That's what I meant. There we go.
Yeah, there's some situations where I think like I want it a little extra minced, but something like pasta sauce where it cooks down, I think a garlic press would be just as effective.
Okay.
Good. And it definitely is much easier, but you have to get like a nice one.
Yeah, there is that because those holes clog up pretty quickly.
Right, and that's been my experience. But there was one that one of my friends has is works really well. So I've been thinking about messaging him and finding out which one it is.
Okay. We're going to call that done. Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Are we going to need to do any more cutting with the chicken?
Not with the chicken, no.
Okay. And I can wash that knife.
Yep, I went ahead and washed my knife and put the cutting board in the sink.
Brain, what happened? That's what.
All right. All right. You good with the prep?
Yeah, 3 seconds. Come on, Mike. Okay, I'm back.
And let me actually. Oh, the other person left.
Aw. She may have been confused.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll try and figure it out later. All right. So now let me do this.
All right.
So, are we? All right. Let me know when you're good, and then we will all start going through sort of what the plan is.
I'm good.
All right. So we're going to be doing the whole breaded chicken, marinara sauce, spaghetti, and salad and dressing, and kind of the whole dinner thing together. So I'm going to break it down a little bit into how we're going to do that, because we want everything to sort of end up around the same time. So I'm going to walk through, pretty much split it up in, I don't know, 8 to 10-ish steps. And we'll start off with getting some of those things started. Then as some things are in the oven, as some things are simmering or cooking, we'll try to, take best advantage of our time and multitask a little bit to kind of get everything done at the same time. So yeah. So we're going to end up with hopefully something that looks similar to this, with some breaded chicken, breaded eggplant, both if you're doing both or either or, and some pasta and noodles. So looking forward to it. So the first thing we're going to do is working towards the breaded chicken. We're going to go through and make a breadcrumb mix. So I have the breakdown here. You want just like a little mixing bowl or something so you can put it all together. And if you're doing so this is the recipe for just doing one, either chicken or eggplant. If you're going to be doing both of them, then you probably want to double the recipe. So let's see. Move this a little bit. And let's start collecting our stuff. So I'm going to get a cup of breadcrumbs. So I like to normally use panko breadcrumbs. You can do it with either. In this case, I'm actually doing just standard breadcrumbs. The panko ones are just a little bit bigger and will be a little crispier. So I'm going to go ahead and put that 1 cup there. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my spices. Going to do a our tablespoon and teaspoon. So let's do a tablespoon of garlic powder, A tablespoon of oregano. One teaspoon of salt. I mean, kind of a heaping teaspoon, but I like a little extra salt in my food every now and then. It's probably not too good for me. And let's get some pepper in there. I think I'm going to aim for about 1 teaspoon of pepper as well. And I actually have fresh thyme, so I'm going to throw some of that in there. But you can put some Italian seasoning or thyme in there.
So, McCready?
Yeah, I think so. Hear you.
I have access to a whole bunch of fresh herbs. So,
Ooh.
Would you prefer, fresh oregano, fresh thyme, fresh basil?
Yeah. So fresh basil definitely for the sauce when we do that.
Okay.
And then go ahead and do fresh oregano, like anything fresh that you can toss in this. It'll just bump up the flavor so much more.
Got it. In my case, I have to take a quick trip out to the garden, by which I mean the porch. Back from whence you came. Oldies. All right, time it right now. No. Back up, girl. Okay.
All right. Nice. Here are the breadcrumbs. Nice and mixed.
There you go. Almost there. You can probably start talking. We'll just have to mix.
You're totally good. All
right.
Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do next is we're going to prep the assembly line for breading. So I have my plate of chicken here all the way on the left. And then my breadcrumbs, I think I'm going to dump out into something a little bit more of a shallow container. I have like a 9x9 baking dish that I was just going to use. Dump that in there.
Okay. Let me grab that. 2 seconds.
Yep.
Not actually hard, just loud. Breadcrumbs in there.
Oh man,
Oh.
I forgot an ingredient in my slide deck.
What?
Yeah.
How will I make food?
And it's like the most important one too. We have to put 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese into the breading.
Oh my God, you did forget the most important thing.
I was like, hold on a second. What is this doing in my fridge?
Oh.
All right. So I will go back and update my slides later. But we're going to go with a 1/4 cup, which, funnily enough, I cannot find in my measuring drawer right now. So I'm just going to go with 1/3 cup. But
I'm using an eighth twice, so, you know. And here. Just sort of do a little swishy-wishy. So why is the Parmesan the most important part?
mostly because it's called chicken parm.
You say that.
But also what I find is when you put it in the breading, it actually helps it like crisp up, and it adds a lot of the fat that you need for like when the cheese melts to make the breading nice.
See, now I've learned more things.
All right, so actually I was gonna try and guesstimate 1/4 cup, but I figured there's nothing wrong with a little extra cheese, so I just put in 1/3 cup there.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna mix this up. There you go. It looked a little light to me. I was like, I don't know if this much breading is gonna cut it. That would be why. Some of my favorite flavors are like that, the Parmesan with the pepper. I love that flavor.
Oh, crap.
All right. So got this well mixed. Sort of breaking some of the clumps of the Parmesan cheese too, so it breads well, but little clumps are not too bad. All right. Now what I'm going to do is an egg wash for the middle one. So I'm going to do 1 egg and a tablespoon of milk, and then whisk that well.
What? Where'd my egg go? 1 egg. Next time, plug this in.
So 1 egg.
A little bit of milk. We are out of milk.
You can do water. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, super. I mean, that happens to me all the time. In fact, will actually work. I think I need a little bit of water.
You could have used a fork.
Okay, so 1 tablespoon of milk. Cool.
All right, that's mixed up.
So, you good?
Yeah, good.
Oh, that's mixed up, not that messed up.
No, that is mixed up.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Whisking this right now.
Only you had a tiny whisk.
I know, right? I wonder if I plug his blog. Some credit.
Right.
So there's a blog that I really like. It's a video YouTube series called Binging with Babish.
Okay.
He does recipes from like movies and shows, and he like breaks it up and just does everything from scratch, and it's really, really cool.
Have
Ran. Yeah, but he has a little tiny whisk, and so he tiny whisks everything. It's pretty great.
I also have a tiny whisk. Not currently using it, but it's like the size of a fork. Also say hi to Katie.
Hello.
It's Ken.
Yes, that was a Ken.
He is here now. He is helping.
Are you helping?
Yeah, this is a graffiti camera. Let me just get.
No, that's the wrong camera.
Oh, what
That's
camera?
camera.
Oh, that was.
Like a kitchen troll. He's just massive.
There's multiple cameras here.
Oh my god, our steps are amazing. Look at this. See, you can see progress and starting points and the steps were like.
Oh, that, yeah. That's what happens when you put a program manager in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
All right, so next step is we are going to fill a giant pot with water for the noodles. So that'll start boiling in the background. I got to make a little bit of space for that, but we are actually done with a lot of that basic prep work. And now it's just getting things simmering.
These are liberally, yep, you run up and below.
Hey, Kurt, you want to fill this with water?
Sure.
It's also been cool because we've just been able to, chillax and hang out. I never get stopped at. And that one can be clear.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Oh, that's everything. Oh, you said hi.
Okay, this is just pasta one.
Yeah, Catherine.
Really. And Burrell, like the ocean.
Yeah,
Yes. You know, it's good.
yeah, I do. I heard her voice. I thought about it.
Just like one time though, that's not so bad.
Yeah, she joined late. She wasn't there when you. You good? Number 4?
That's good. It's for pasta, so. Maybe a little more.
Cool.
What'd you say?
I'll do it after the rivets.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Bottom of the rivets is even fine.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
You're good.
We just decided that we have a third in this process. You can tell how thrilled she is about it. We're being recorded. I don't know if you know that.
Whatever.
Okay, just checking.
So I just put, well, can't really see it, but
Oh,
I know.
you can rotate the camera.
It was a serendipitous
Yeah, that worked out well.
circumstance. Yeah,
It's all
I got the water on the stove. That takes a while to boil, so went ahead and put that there. And next we are going to start the sauce.
all right.
Sorry, I was helping.
All right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna start the I'm doing like a deep, like a deep pan, but you can do a saucepan or anything. So let's see. We're gonna start with some olive oil. I'm doing about 2 tablespoons, just sort of eyeballing it.
It's not even my best choice. We'll find out.
And I have it on medium-high heat just to kind of get this started.
All right. Cool. That's going in.
While that is getting started, I'm going to use the time to just sort of open my cans and prep up the next few things.
Okay, so here's where my sauce questions come in.
Yes, absolutely. Ask away.
My proportions are slightly off. So I have 1 28-ounce of chunky crushed tomatoes.
Perfect. Okay.
I have 1 29-ounce of boring old tomato sauce.
Okay.
Or I have an actual store jar O sauce.
Do you have any paste?
Yeah, I have paste.
So what
But
you
not much.
do is do your large can of crushed tomato and paste, and we'll actually just put a little bit of extra water in there to get it to the right consistency. But especially with the way that, perfect. And you probably don't need to use all of it. Maybe half of it.
Okay. That's easy. Oh, thank you, dear. Okay, well, in that case, let me get sauteing these things. It's probably hot enough by now. Yeah, that's good. Sorry, man.
All right.
Yep.
So my oil is pretty hot. I can toss a little onion in there and see if it starts like to shimmer. It kind of is, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it in.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
And I'm gonna add the onions and the garlic. Keep it at the medium-high heat for just sort of the beginnings of it until it just starts to get translucent. And then we're gonna lower the heat.
Ah. Okay.
All right.
When you move the cars, which I know you didn't forget about, because there's other things and stuff, don't forget recycling is also going to come on. So the place you put the cars. Yeah, then I'm doing it. Et voila. Et voila. And more food. Okay.
I will run upstairs for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. The onions are just cooking.
After these messages, she'll bring chicken.
You're looking pretty yummy.
All right. My water's just about boiling. Is there any reason not to start pasta?
Kind of, because there's a lot of time between now and when we actually eat. So maybe just hold off or keep it low. I think my stove takes so much longer, so I like very proactively put it on the stove.
We actually have one burner that is specifically called the power burner.
Oh,
It's like
nice.
it's just, yeah, we are really spoiled by this kitchen. It's pretty fabulous.
So with the sauce, now that the onions and the garlic is a little translucent, I'm gonna go ahead and add my crushed tomatoes and my tomato sauce.
Okay.
And since you're doing paste, you can just add some like water in it.
So maybe half a can of paste, half a can of water?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoop, careful.
I'm good. Where's the cat?
She's out there. Funny story, I tethered her to the flag post and then she left. I did not get far.
You are a dick. It's when you tether her. Alright, tonight.
So I got sauce simmering a little bit.
Give me 2 seconds.
Got it all mixed. And then I switched it back to the slides, the instructions. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon of oregano, basil, and brown sugar. This is a great place to have fresh basil.
Do you need to bring in fresh basil?
Nope, I brought in a whole plant, but thank you. But if you want me fresh oregano or something, now's the time. Or cookie time. Get it? Because that was dumb.
You're hilarious.
I am hilarious. Okay. I'm really hilarious, but now I need water.
Oregano, Italian seasoning.
Okay. Stir that up. Whole leaves or roughly tear them or what?
I would sort of slice it. You can roughly tear it. Roughly tear work. Just cutting it a little bit lets the kind of juices come out, I think.
Gotcha, but you don't need to like chop them down into.
Nah.
Got it.
It's all gonna just be eaten with pasta, so it should mix fairly well.
Okay. In that case,
And then basil.
just spices. Family rabbit sign. Oh lordy. What is parsley? Where's my basil? Fuck.
All right. So
What do you want?
What did I take out?
The rest of the recycling?
Yes, I was clearing space.
I do a tablespoon of brown sugar, by the way.
Tablespoon of brown sugar. Got it.
I do like a heaping one.
What is happening on this plant? Cool. And then, sure, that's kind of, sort of, some basil. Let's put that outside. Thank you. These get chopped. Add some oregano.
Smells good.
That's just because it's a giant handful of basil.
That is why it smells good. But then none of the list does.
In hindsight, maybe I should have grabbed fresh parsley as well.
No, it's right on the table when I was walking by it.
Oh.
Took it out yesterday and one of the places it was supposed to be where I prepared it to be.
Makes sense.
All right. So the sauce, I sort of just put on a really low heat. I put on 4.
Wow.
And I just put a lid on it, and it's just going to simmer.
Cool. I'm almost done there. I just have to get the brown sugar in and mix it all.
Sounds good.
Man, this is gonna be chunky. That is okay. All right. I was doing a thing. Sugar. Okay. Yes.
Let's see what's next. So the next step is going to be breading everything and preheating the oven. So I went ahead and just switched the directions to the next one.
400. Got it.
Yep. All right. So for eggplant people, if you guys went in the beginning and you salted each of the slices, you'll see, and I'll actually pick up my camera for this. You can see that there's like droplets of water literally on it. So essentially what we're doing is sweating the eggplant, getting some of that moisture out so that when it bakes, the texture is not tough and you know, chewy like sometimes it can be. So I'm just going to go through each of these and dab them. Get that liquid off. Ooh. Okay. So with that, I have our chicken and eggplant set up over here. Let's see. Move it this way. So you can kind of see the eggplant, chicken, egg wash, breadcrumb. And the last part I need to put here is the baking sheet that we'll put it on. So I have this large baking sheet that I'm just going to use. I have a wire now, but if you have, this is the time you use it. When you bread anything, then put it on top of that wire rack. I do have this thing.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
So if you have a wire rack that can go into your like cookie sheet or sheet pan.
Yep.
Then when you're breading chicken or eggplant, put it on top. Like use the wire rack to do that. I don't have one with me right now, so I can't. But what we want to do is take the chicken or eggplant, then dip it in the egg wash, and just lightly so that it's not soaking or dripping, but just a quick here and there on both sides, and then put it into the breadcrumb mix. So with this, I usually do it on both sides, and then I take my fingers and I just sort of sprinkle it on top, usually pretty liberally, and then I turn it around and do the same at the bottom. Sometimes I'll sort of pat it in there if I see that it's not sticking. And then that is one breaded chicken on the.
I have another question.
Yep, what's up?
Instead of dipping the chicken, could I use a brush and brush the egg wash on?
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool. Thank you.
So the egg wash is mostly for is mostly just for the moisture so that it sticks onto something. And so you can absolutely just brush it on.
You want to?
Yes. Where's it go? Let's go down to the rack there.
It needs to get breaded first, and then just directly onto the rack. Okay. So I've got this one all finished. Do you want to start?
Yeah, put it down. Go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So Ken, you're there too, right?
I am right here. Yeah.
Ken is we have tag team.
So one thing I was thinking of doing with my blog and for these live cook-alongs is putting some sort of like a voting tool or like a upvoting and downvoting thing on my website. So like people can just put in ideas for a cook-along and they can upvote it, and I'll just do like the one that has the most votes and is top on the list.
Cool.
Do you think that would actually work?
I don't know. I don't know if. I think it's a good system for achieving that. It depends on how engaged people are with your site.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the challenge, as is always with an open community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well,
I think it might work better if you give them a couple options to choose from.
Oh yeah, here are the two options, two or three options
they can pick
that
from.
I'm considering. Do you like
Yeah.
any of these? Yeah.
and
I
I'll
think
probably feed it in with a few things. Like when I one of the things that I realized was when I posted it on Facebook, I got 3 responses, but I didn't know how to evaluate between the 3 of those. So I was thinking that if it's a little open and people can just go in and vote without, an account or anything of a high bar, then maybe we'll see. I ran out of space on my cookie sheet because these pieces of chicken are ginormous. So
I'm having a similar problem.
No,
No, I'm going to turn it sideways. Okay. I think that's good.
And I'm actually going to go ahead and do the eggplant in a similar fashion.
Okay.
Probably run this one.
That's basically cool.
I wasn't good.
It's full.
Okay.
For more of the video, I try to make sure you get egg wash on all the edges of the eggplant as well. Make sure that it sticks on the edges. So are you guys done with all the breading?
Yes.
All right. So is your oven preheated?
Yes.
You can probably go ahead and put the chicken in the oven, and you can put the noodles in the boiling water.
Which might not be boiling anymore. But it'll start boiling.
There is plenty of time, so doesn't have to be exactly there.
All right, we're in the oven. Should I start a timer on that?
Yeah, do a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes. I always do just flat timer, but
That works there, and then I can use a timer for the pasta set.
there's also a timer.
I guess they do the same thing. So that one maybe turns off the thing.
Exactly.
Grocery list, thank you.
It is basically nothing so far.
So far.
Okay, so that'll be in. Cool. Food is food. Pasta's pasta. Sauce is going. I could probably sit closer so I can be part of the conversation. Part of this world. Oh, look at this food. Isn't it neat? I'll be excited when we can go eat. Now I am part of this party.
Or gnat is what it is.
There's a gnat.
Or a gnat.
It may have come in with basil.
Or when I was doing this, like, last year.
Oh, excuse me. I am. I'm welcome inside.
All right.
All right.
Noodles.
Noodles.
Whole box, half box.
I skimmed whole
Whole
box.
box, yeah. We're making a ton of chicken.
Yeah, exactly. And if not, noodles can go in a thing.
Here.
You're
All right.
all right. So, believe it or not, there is a tidy weight.
I can do this.
I know you can. I may have tips for you next time because you're about to set that on fire. Everything's fine.
It sounds totally fine. Okay. Just got all my stuff breaded. All right, so we're going to bake the breaded chicken for 20 minutes. You guys got that in already. Let me top that in.
Good.
This is the pot you had to throw out because you caught it on fire.
It's not the throw out pot because I caught it on fire. Yeah, I never had to do that.
Ovens?
There was a situation with shattering a glass lid.
Okay.
Yeah, no, bring that. This is something.
Oh,
I know you don't. Yeah, so we had an incident with trying to get our veggies and all of that together. So our salad tonight is going to consist of the microwave steam fresh green beans.
That is honestly perfect because I might not make the salad dressing.
Oh, perfect. And there you go.
I'm not entirely in the mood for a salad tonight, so I'm actually just going to skip it, and I'll come back to it at some other cook-along. No big deal. So, Now we are at the 20-minute. Well, no, we have 20 minutes there. The noodles we can add. So one of the things that I like to do, especially with chicken parm, is after I cook the noodles, I don't mind if it gets done a little bit early because after I strain it, I put a tablespoon of butter and some Parmesan cheese and I just toss it. And it keeps it from sticking and goes, well, honestly, well with the rest of the meal too. So
In the past, we've used just about a tablespoon of olive oil. Do you feel like the butter in the parm is better? Or just for this meal?
I think it's just a personal preference, actually. We love the taste of butter, or Kurt does, so I do that out of preference. But I think a tablespoon of olive oil would work just as well. And for the most part, it just sort of helps the Parmesan cheese stick to it. And olive oil and Parmesan cheese is a common combo to begin with, so it's not like not like it won't taste good or anything, you know? When you go to like Italian restaurants, that's pretty much what they give you to dip your bread in.
True. And it's so good. I think it's sourdough.
Okay.
What you doing?
Trying to go last.
The last of my salad.
I would recommend picking up the sauce and just sort of mixing it around a little, making sure it's not sticking on the bottom or anything. Lower the temperature if you need to.
Good grill too. Oh, we don't have garlic right. That's so much sweeter than okay. It is, by the way, totally sweet. So,
Well, if we don't make the dressing, we buy ourselves a little bit more time. So we sort of have a break between, between now and when we put mozzarella cheese and finish up the chicken.
yeah, we are using the opportunity to clean up after ourselves.
You know, I want to start putting that actually in the schedule because it would be so helpful for me to actually do that too. So I'm going to follow suit.
Ah,
Sorry.
that's okay. I'm gonna go back to sitting down. Ugh, gosh. Whew. If you want to doctor the sauce at all, now's a good time to do that. Okay.
See what goes.
It's super, super basic sauce.
That is A-okay. Now, Ken actually has a really good nose for spices. So,
Nice. A really good what for spices?
what?
You said he has a really good something of spices?
Nose for spices. Like,
No.
you know,
I-
you go, you know, this might be a little too much this, or this could really use this. Well,
Insult.
and I encourage you to address that.
Okay.
Cool. Well, let's get the dead chicken tray out of my done. Did you check out her like multi-camera setup?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Isn't it though?
All right. That is fine.
Happier?
Oh yeah.
By the way, I moved my sauce to like a lower heat and just to the back. smaller burner. It just needs to simmer until we're good to put everything together.
All right. We're good. It's doing its thing.
Cool. I am going to take this and go sit at my table and catch up with you guys.
Awesome. I feel like I should move or something. Should I move or something?
No, you don't need to. I just didn't want to be standing up the whole time.
I respect that. I have pulled over a stool, and I'm just sitting here.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt should come down too, actually. Oh man, this is so interesting. All right. Oh, you can't. I'll have to see. My camera is like on the side, and I'm so used to looking at like. I had just gotten used to the whole webcam and face and managing that, and now there's this thing. It's crazy.
Honey, man, you made that awesome.
You want a kitchen tour? We made some changes.
I meant to ask, like, is this your old place that is now your place, or did you move into a new place?
So
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Kurt's house. Now it's both of our houses. So I got an upgrade, which is pretty nice to be a homeowner now. And essentially we just combined all of our stuff, and now we're going through a ton of doubles of everything.
Yeah, then show me everything. I haven't been there.
Yeah, so that's the kitchen that I was in. That's the front door back there. It's a whole space. It's actually where the wedding took place. So you're probably familiar with that main area more than anything else. And then we got these after the wedding to organize pretty much all the cool appliances that we got from the registry.
Nice.
And all the crazy kitchen stuff that I had. I have so much. I was packing through all my boxes, and I swear like 2/3 of it was kitchen boxes.
But isn't it exciting? When now you're like, oh my God, I have all the things.
Yes, it is a very, very exciting. Although I still keep wanting to buy new things and I don't know what to buy. Like I have pretty much everything I need. There's one thing I don't have, but I'm biding my time. I don't need it yet.
I have found it's far too easy to get small mono tools, as Ken calls them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like
the single purpose ones?
Yeah, the single purpose ones. And I can excuse it to myself if they fit comfortably in a drawer. This is one of my favorites. You would think it's just a pair of scissors, but no, they are herb scissors.
Oh,
They open with like 4 blades. Can you see that at all?
yeah.
There we go.
I've seen those before. Are they good?
They do jam up a little bit, so you can't just like shove a log of herbs in there, which is the temptation. But otherwise, man, they save you a lot of mincing. So
Nice.
But yeah,
That's
I mean,
pretty
that's like, I'm not sure anything gets more mono tool than that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple things I can think that are right up par with on par with like the avocado tools.
Oh God, yes. But if you
have like yeah, if you like see, and that's the thing is like all of these single-use tools, if you do that one thing often enough, it's totally worth it.
Mm-hmm. But you can't look at it and be like, an avocado slicer. Now I know I would have avocados.
Yeah, that is very true. You can't always use it as like a goal motivator.
No, the tool cannot own you. You must own the tool.
Yes.
Something like
mine, boss.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
You know, I got to set up something like this camera for the oven so I can be sitting somewhere else and just like tap into this live feed and check my stove.
I mean, but would it give you enough detail to actually do that productively? Because right now you can't tell what your sauce is really doing.
Sauce wise, yeah, it's like the burner in the back. I was almost thinking like if I were boiling milk, I could at least react enough if I can see it's coming up, you know, like when it bubbles on the top.
I would never have the courage to walk away from milk I was trying to boil.
That is fair. Most people who have the courage is more of like a Gryffindor courage, where it's like stupid bravery. Like I can do this before it boils over. You know, that kind of bravery. That never really goes well for anyone.
We're beeping.
Let's see.
Why are we beeping?
It's the noodles.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'll give them another minute.
Okay. You're in charge. I trust you. So yes. Our life is being slowly taken over by prepping for baby.
Oh, yes.
And going, wow, what do we actually need to change? Oh yes, it's everything. And figuring that out.
But we got a super cool stroller. It's like a
Yes.
transformer.
Oh man, it's awesome. I really want to put the cat in it and do demos for people. She would not handle that well.
No, she wouldn't stay in the stroller.
Well, no, it's got straps.
I thought I was mean for tethering her to the black hose.
I wouldn't do any of these things, though. That's the difference. You're mean because you actually did it.
She just so didn't expect it. She was just like, I almost wish it was an elastic one because I would have visibly seen her go backward.
That would have been so cool.
It would have been.
But it would have been funny. Yeah. Let's never do that to her. Okay. This is the problem with us being decent human beings, is we miss out on so much comedy.
Okay. These are pretty good.
Alright. Noodly noodles. No, about 5 minutes left on the chicken.
So my pasta just got done too. And,
perfect.
So I'm gonna put in a tablespoon of butter and then a 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and then just lightly toss it.
You do you.
We'll give that a shot.
Cool.
It's Parmesan cheese.
Yep, there's the parms.
Oh, rocky.
It does that. Oh, she's actually using a tablespoon measure. F that.
I'm just eyeballing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, basically whatever would fit in the cupped palm of your hand, that's a tablespoon. Monica told me. Oh, she said too?
Yeah.
And the butter, don't forget that.
I got all oil in there.
Oh, okay.
If it seems dry, I'll add butter.
You know what? I don't have to worry about a thing.
Good job.
All right. I like your apron. Not only because it's adorable, but the big grommets make it seem like you're going to kill someone with a spatula.
Yeah, right? Just leave people thinking and constant mystery and what I'm about to do.
There you go.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I was gonna make a behind every successful woman joke,
Is there a camera?
but I decided not to. There are 2. There's one right there. And then there's one. I just set up the laptop there if you want to go sit. I was pretty much chit-chatting with Ken and Lauren.
Mm-hmm. Ow!
You all right?
I'm fine. Just as the parameters of or the boundaries of my body change, apparently I don't know where feet are anymore. So that happened. Get down.
Every single one of these cameras is
Too low.
calibrated for 3D.
Well, actually, this one is calibrated for the food. It's not even calibrated for me.
Yeah, I know, but somehow it still works for you, doesn't it?
Just a little bit.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right.
Well, how have you guys been?
We're doing okay. How are you?
Hey, you know, life is good.
There we go.
Kurt's
Cooking,
10 years
what I have to complain about.
Kurt
I'm
is
about
10 years old.
I'm about to go flip the chicken.
Chicken is about to get flipped.
You go
I'm-
flip that chicken. It has
Find the viewership and the people who will watch the recording
Oh.
later. What's gonna happen?
And those people have my reinforcing
Message.
affirmation.
I'm actually gonna grab this thing. Do you see how big the chicken feet is ended up this time?
No.
They're ginormous.
Did I do that?
No. Byproduct of cutting them in smaller pieces. Like that.
You know why I'm watching. Possibly just curious. Okay, so once we flip the chicken, how long does it go back in for?
So put Mott's, so your timer just went off?
Yep, he's flipping the chicken now.
All right, so once flip it and then put it in. So did you flip before the 20 minutes were up, or is right at the 20 minutes pretty much?
Right at the 20 minute.
All right, so let's let it bake for like another 3 minutes ish, just so it
Okay.
gets a little bit more on the top, and then actually what we're going to be doing is sprinkling mozzarella cheese on the top, or putting a slice of mozzarella on the top, and broiling it after.
Oh god, our broiler. Can you grab the mix please? It's right over there.
Mix.
You also don't have to broil it. You can just bake it at a higher temperature.
Done. So we do have the mozzarella we could slice, or turn out, yeah,
Supermarket.
we have this
Cheese.
6-cheese Italian blend. I'm pretty sure there's mozzarella in it somewhere.
Mozzarella, provolone, parmesan,
Oh, yeah.
Fiorentina, and Romano.
It'll taste. Both of them will taste good. It's totally up to you what you want to do.
I am way too lazy to slice mozzarella.
Yeah, I'm not. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Of all the
Shredded
cheeses
stuff.
to slice, mozzarella be done like that.
What?
Proof. I don't know. It sounds like.
Mhm.
Well, anyway.
I was just saying mozzarella is probably the easiest cheese to slice.
Oh, that is true. Of all the cheeses, yes.
But that does sound like coming home with a participation award. Guess what, Mama Cow? I'm easy to slice. I'm guessing the cow doesn't want to hear from the cheese by that point. Some bread?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I think I am too. Yep, breadcrumbs.
I'm doing something where I have my shredded mozzarella, breaking it up a little bit. I also have this Parmesan Romano blend that I just have a little bit of, so I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top of everything.
Do you use the mozzarella if you're doing the eggplant as well, or just for the chicken?
Say that again?
Do you use the mozzarella for the eggplant as well, or just for chicken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eggplant as well. And I actually think that when it comes to making like eggplant parm, the different parts, like the egg wash, the cheese on top, I feel like it makes the eggplant better. Maybe I'm just not a big eggplant fan, maybe. I normally am not, but this, I really liked it. And I think that the breading around it tasted really good. And then the cheese on top gave it this like crispy broiled layer where there was like the, mozzarella gets like brown and tasty.
Yeah, it gets the crusty in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. So I like that a lot in eggplant. because the texture of eggplant is more buttery and softer than chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of want the extra things around it to give it structure.
Okay.
I think that's how I've logicked it.
All right, so it seems we are now adding cheese.
Yep.
And since we had it at 400, what would you recommend putting it, like up to 425 or?
Yeah. So go ahead. I think 425 is good. Broil on lower. 425 should be plenty. And then I would say you probably do it more on the 10-minute range and leave it there a little longer. So that you can sort of just gauge based on how brown you want the cheese
Mm-hmm.
on when you take it out.
Okay, so this is pretty much just a cheese situation. It's got no cooking, just cheese that we're doing.
Your meat should be cooked, given that we flattened it out and it was in there at a high enough temperature. If you have a meat thermometer, you can check.
Nah, I'm confident with that.
But I can do something for you. Mine has been there. Won't be the exact same, but mine are reassuringly at temperature and significantly above, in fact. So you should be good.
All right. Well, in that case, do you want to get those green beans started?
Sure.
Thank you. Yes, I did not know we still had them.
Do you think we need green beans?
I mean, I feel like we ought to have some sort of vegetable, but we are making a lot of food.
We are making a lot of food.
You know, there's tomatoes in that sauce.
That's what I was thinking. Tomato is a vegetable.
Tomato is a vegetable. Besides, we can save those for my 3 a.m. snacking.
There you go.
Oh,
You can eat in phases.
I do eat in phase. At this point, it's just like every 2 hours, I must shove something in my mouth and consume it. And it's just like, yeah. Oh, that's actually been washed already.
Cool.
And now it's been double washed. And that's okay. Yeah, I will. Anyway. What is that coming for?
Well, all right. That's good.
Looks good? Quite good. I would see. Maybe move the pasta back instead. Or, you know what? I'll just hang out over here and, oh, you know what?
Stay put, please.
I need to stay put for my own safety. Oh. It is sad. Oh my gosh, look how pretty.
Europe?
Yeah. She's doing both the chicken and the eggplant, so
Ah.
takes a hot second longer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Another thing that I like to do
What?
is, well, actually, this is just optional. I like spicy food, so I just put crushed red pepper on top of the cheese.
Oh, interesting. I believe Ken is plating for us.
Perfect.
Yep, he knows food. Which is really good. It's better than finding you, like, eating a chair. You're like, why isn't this really hard?
I don't know.
Yeah, I will probably only want half You could put it on the empty plate and put it on there. So what are you going to do with all this food now, Bakri?
Oh, this is a constant problem. We just have leftovers for a lot of days.
Yeah. It's a struggle because I always want to, have us try interesting and new food and have, fresh things to eat. But the problem is like 2 or 3 nights of cooking can last us for, a
I know.
week.
Yeah. It's and it's honestly that was one of my favorite things about having all like the parties at my place. Is I can just cook and not have to worry about us eating everything.
Yes. I used to have a weekly casual dinner party type thing at my house. And it was also nice because it was kind of like just like a ladies' night thing. So Ken didn't really join us. And that means I could make whatever weird food I wanted that he would not like. And it was just, like here, I'm feeding 4 or 5 people. There will not be leftovers. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh well, the good old days.
The good old days.
Someday, I hold on to the hope.
Somewhere that's free.
That is a lot of pasta. Wow.
All,
Good thing it's only 7:15.
all out of Brussels sprouts.
We had Brussels sprouts?
Also, well,
I forgot we have the tiniest ladle ever. It's just, it's a gravy ladle. It's so tiny. No, I think it's pretty good actually, because you want to be able to. What's the word I want?
dress.
Yeah, dress, not slather. I have finally started to go on battery situation.
Oh, actually, mine are probably about to.
Yeah, I got half an hour left on it. It says.
And we are at 7:15 anyways, so
How about that?
right at the tail end of this anyways. I'm just about to I actually combined my eggplant and chicken into one sheet pan right at the end once it gets basted. And now I'm going to cheese it and then put it up. Put it in the broiler again.
You sit at the table?
When you get the table,
I do. At least start.
well, we'll have to.
No, also because the idea of cutting that on some kind of a TV table or something, just no. That is too much. Too much.
Too much tuna!
Smells so good.
Coffee, garlic, and onion, I think.
That's my favorite.
I know, mine too. Yummy, yummy.
Let's see a heavy award coming in here.
Yeah. Probably.
It's likely. I know what you're about.
And you know what this dish is about.
I know what this dish is about.
Well, I have some changes, which are
Well, give me this one.
Did you check the mail review?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Just
anything.
drunk.
Oh, you got it already.
What was on the.
That was yesterday.
Oh, all right. I'll go check for today.
Okay. Ta-ta.
What's up?
all right. It's gonna be broiled.
Make the food.
Our broiler is super duper like hot, I think. Like our low is what other people's high is sometimes.
I don't really know how to use our broiler. I've got to be honest. Like, what is high versus low, and yeah.
And that's one of the things where like ovens are consistent, so you can follow a recipe, but broilers are so like specific to the oven or the? I don't know. It's
Right. I just
not the same, you know.
don't trust that.
All right, and I went ahead and I took the sauce off the stove.
Check it out. You helped make food.
Woo! That looks awesome. That was really good.
You did good
Well
job.
done. Can you
Yes.
guys, since this is like the very beginning, would you guys mind taking a photo of that on your phone and texting it to me?
Not at all. I will even clean the plate a little bit.
Ooh, thank you. That's perfect. Thank you so much for joining. You guys go enjoy your meal. Have fun. This
I
was
had fun and it was educational, so there we go.